9 myths about Russia's reasons for invading Ukraine. Myth 1. Crimea was a Russian territory all along. Crimea has a complex history. In 1774, the Ottoman Empire was defeated by Catherine II. The Crimean Tatars became politically independent. Then the Russian Empire annexed Crimea. In 1954, the peninsula was transferred to the Ukrainian SSR. The Soviet Union dissolved. In 1991, Crimea became part of independent Ukraine. Russia, as well as the rest of the world, recognized it. Myth 2. Russia responded to NATO's expansion. Was there any NATO expansion at all? NATO has not forced any members to join. If it had, Austria and Ireland would have been members by now. But what about Russia's neighbors? Zelenskyy proposed Ukraine's neutrality. In 2022, Putin showed no interest. Neither did he object to Finland and Sweden joining NATO. Myth 3. Putin could not lose Sevastopol. Russia and Ukraine shared Sevastopol for 23 years. Russia's Black Sea Fleet was stationed there under a lease. The agreement was valid until 2052. Ukraine was living in peace with Russia until 2014. Myth 4. Russia has a historic title over Ukrainian land. Putin has repeatedly said that Ukraine used to belong to Russia. He even claimed that it was created by Lenin. But Moscow wasn't even mentioned until 1147. By that time, Kievan Rus was a major political and cultural hub. Yes, historically, Ukraine was connected to Russia, but it's always been through enslavement or repression. Myth 5. Ukrainians illegally deposed a pro-Russian government. In 2014, Ukrainians ousted Viktor Yanukovych. The pro-Russian politician fled to Russia. The Kremlin didn't recognize the interim government. It also condemned the events as a coup. In fact, it was a popular uprising. Yanukovych was removed from power in a legal way. The Ukrainian parliament voted to impeach him. Russia also recognized the subsequent elections. Myth 6. Ukraine seeks nuclear weapons. The Kremlin accuses Ukraine of trying to develop nukes, but there's no real proof of that. Ukraine has been a non-nuclear state since 1994. It dismantled its arsenal under the Budapest Memorandum. The real issue lies with Russia. It made a commitment to respect Ukraine's sovereignty. We all know how that turned out. Myth 7. Volodymyr Zelenskyy is a puppet. The Kremlin habitually denies Ukrainian agency. However, Zelenskyy is a democratically elected president. He simply has to heed the opinion of his people. 97% of Ukrainians believe in their ability to win. 74% say they want to see Ukraine's territorial integrity restored. They are opposed to any concessions or compromises. Ukrainians also have a deep-seated mistrust of Russia. Myth 8. Nazism is rampant in Ukraine. The Kremlin says Ukraine is full of Nazis, but the country is run by a Jewish president. There's no evidence of any mass killings or cleansing. Labeling enemies as Nazis is a common political ploy in Russia. Myth 9. The US pushed Ukraine into war. This idea is completely unfounded. The Biden administration tried to deter Russian aggression. The Ukrainian government also took steps to avoid conflict. Putin, on the other hand, had different ideas.